in this lesson, we're going to take a look at a Red House style solo I wrote. It's in the key of B. We're playing this in standard tuning, and it goes around the 12-bar blues twice. And in the solo, you can hear a few different influences that I tried to put in. I hear Hendrix doing when he plays Red House. In particular, his influence from B.B. King, Albert King, and Freddie King. You can definitely hear all three of those blues guitar player styles coming through when he's playing Red House, but they don't necessarily sound just like those guys. He had that amazing ability to take those influences, you know, add the fuzz, add the Marshall, add some feedback and gain more distortion, and put a little Hendrix twist on it, and, you know, you got Red House. So I tried to, you know, do the best I could to put together something that resembles Hendrix style when he was playing Red House. He also liked to go back and forth between major and minor pentatonic a lot when I listened to him play that tune. Okay, so let's go ahead and break down this lesson. I divided it into 10 separate licks. Let's go ahead and start out with lick number 1. It sounds like this. Okay, for lick number 1, we're coming in right before the 12-bar blues starts. So it's a 12/8 time signature, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that. And then on the last count, that 12th count, we just play this thing. We're doing a rake and then hitting 7 and 9 right here on the B string. I'm thinking about this as our first position minor pentatonic scale, key of B. That thing right there. And you know, you can easily add major pentatonic to that scale by just going 7/9, 7/9 on the B and the high E string. So I'm just raking to that. And then I'm doing this, you know, these double stops, which sounds really cool, combining major and minor. It's just barring your first finger. You hear Hendrix do this a lot. You know, artists such as John Mayer and Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, will do this type of a thing. It's kind of an R&B type clean guitar thing, but it sounds great. You know, Hendrix put in a rock element. So I'm just barring the 7th fret, my first finger being the E string, hammering on to that 9th fret of the B string. You hear him doing that all the time. And you can add a rake to that one as well. I rake to the first one, and you could rake again. Now your third finger on the 9th fret of the G string. You could also bar that as well from the 9th fret of the G and the B, which sounds really cool. You can also bar your first finger on the 7th fret here, so you can go bar 7th on the your first finger on the 7th fret of the G and the B, and hitting our root note 9th fret of the D string. So mostly what you're hearing me play is this, but you can also double up on these. So that's how I played it. I didn't try to go. It's more of a strummy kind of a thing. And a lot of Hendrix stuff is going to be like that, real strummy, not, you know, precise note. He's always got that kind of a strum element to a lot of his leads that he's playing. So every time I play that lick, it seems to come out a little bit different because I'm not trying to be ultra precise with the notes and the feel. I'm just kind of letting it be kind of loose. And then release into that 7th. So that's a great way to use some double stops right there. Add some rakes, add major and minor. Which is a cool overall feel. The next little phrase can be played over the E chord or 4 chord. I'm going to the 4th position minor pentatonic for that, using my 2nd finger to slide on the G string. And you hear Hendrix do that kind of stuff all the time. That I've got the Hendrix string set Ernie Ball, and so it's a 15G, really small, so it gets that really Hendrixy style vibrato when you really just vibrato that thing hard. But you hear that him get that sound all the time. And so that's in the 4th position minor pentatonic scale. And then the next little phrase, I'm just using the blues scale inside of the 4th position minor pentatonic. So just blues scale, 2, 3, 4. And you hear him do this phrase a lot too. So I'm just bending this 2nd fret on the G, back down the blues scale, and then open string. You could also add a rake to that. Or instead of playing that open string, I could hit the 5th fret right here. It's up to you. But those are a lot of cool little things that you can add to a slow blues if you want to add some Hendrix flavor to your playing style. Okay, so that's it for lick number 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so for lick number 2, we're back in our 1st position minor pentatonic scale, and we're doing this phrase, classic, you know, Hendrix, Chuck Berry type of, that's what I like to call it. 9th fret bending, bar your 1st finger here, then slightly bend that 10th fret on the beat. It's coming right in the beat. We're on our 1 chord again. Then this little phrase, you can kind of mess with the timing. I find Hendrix will do stuff like this a lot. And the cool thing is you can mess with like the timing of this area. I play it different all the time. I think that's what Hendrix did as well. He would take phrases like that, and like this area, you can just kind of drag it. This phrase right here was what I'm talking about, dragging. So we had this first phrase, let that bend hang. Now drag this phrase. And you can kind of drag it different ways, you know, if you want to accentuate the dragging the first notes. Anyway, it's kind of a feel thing. So, you know, it's not about being precise 16th notes or whatever you want to call it. You just kind of want to feel in your mind that I want to make these notes kind of drag out more. Something like that is what I'm thinking when I'm playing it. I think Hendrix had that same kind of, you know, I'm just going to drag it out type of a feel. Anyway, we're also adding that 9th fret to the high E string, and that's adding our major pentatonic to it. That's how I think about it. In the last part, you'll hear him doing that kind of stuff a lot as well. It's that pull off, but I'm always striking at one time. Strike the first one. Now this is like a hammer on from nowhere is what I like to call it. See, I'm only striking the first one. Release to 7, and then big roll down. Also, you could add that rake. A lot of attitude in that type of a lick. Make a great exercise, you know, just putting on the backing track, doing that first phrase. And just keep repeating it and see if you can drag that phrase out. Something like that would be a cool exercise to do. Okay, so that's it for lick 2.